Kraken! Kraken! The ocean's ultimate jump scare. You never saw it clearly, because anyone who didn't live long enough to describe it. Born from stormlight, sailor fear, and the blank spaces on old maps, the Kraken was said to be so vast it mistook ships for crumbs. Legends described tentacles thicker than towers, suction cups like mass graves, and a presence that turned calm waters into panic. Entire fleets vanished, dragged downward into silence colder than death. Some believed it was divine punishment. Others believed it was the god itself. But the Kraken was never really about teeth or tentacles. It was about the unknown. The black space beneath the waves where humans still don't belong. And here's the detail sailors whispered after surviving storms. The Kraken didn't always attack. Sometimes it just surfaced. Floating. Watching. As if measuring whether humanity deserved to pass. Ships that panicked were pulled under. Ships that stayed still sometimes lived. The Kraken wasn't rage, it was judgment. A living reminder that the ocean doesn't care about bravery, only respect. Even today, when sonar fails and submarines lose signal, the Kraken still breathes between static lines. Not as flesh, but as fear that refuses to sink. Fenrir. Fenrir wasn't born evil, he was born too powerful. The wolf child of Loki grew faster than the gods were comfortable with, stronger than they could control, smarter than they expected. When the gods tried to bind him with iron chains, he snapped them like thread. When they tried magic, he broke that too. So they created Gleipnir, a ribbon forged from impossible things. A cat's footsteps, a woman's beard, a mountain's roots. Fenrir knew it was a lie the moment it touched him. He allowed it anyway. Not out of weakness, but patience. What terrified the gods wasn't Fenrir's strength, it was his silence. He didn't beg, he didn't scream, he learned. Fenrir represents the fear every ruler carries, that one day what they try to suppress will return stronger, smarter, and justified. Prophecy said, when Ragnarok arrives, Fenrir will break free and devour Odin himself. Not from hatred, from inevitability. Fenrir isn't the villain. He's gravity. And gravity always collects its debt. Kitsune. Kitsune. A fox, but smarter than most humans, and far more patient. In Japanese folklore, Kitsune are spirits of intelligence, illusion, and long memory. Each tale marks a century of survival. 9 tails mean enlightenment powerful enough to bend reality itself. They shapeshift into humans, often women, charming monks, merchants, and entire villages, into forgetting their better judgment. Some Kitsune protected families, others punished arrogance. A few fell in love, which for immortal tricksters usually ends in tragedy. They could conjure fire, manipulate dreams, or vanish in laughter. In modern terms, Kitsune would be hackers of reality. Identity thieves before identity existed. Proof that perception is more powerful than strength. Because the sharpest weapon isn't claws or fire. It's belief. You never realize you met a Kitsune until the truth arrives too late. And by then, the lesson is already learned. Thunderbird. Thunderbird. When the sky needed a ruler, it grew wings. Across North America, indigenous tribes spoke of a colossal bird living above the clouds, so vast even storms obeyed it. Thunder followed each wing beat. Lightning flashed with every blink. Thunderbird didn't hunt. It enforced balance. It punished greed, defended the innocent, and reminded humanity that nature answers to no one. Some legends say it carried storms beneath its wings like weapons. Others say it taught respect through fear, but the message never changed. Power exists to protect balance, not ego. And when thunder rolls, something ancient is reminding us who truly owns the sky. Jörmungandr. Jörmungandr, the world serpent. So massive it encircles the earth and bites its own tail just to exist. Another child of Loki. Another mistake the gods tried to bury. Odin cast it into the ocean, believing distance meant safety. Instead, it grew until the seas themselves trembled. The serpent biting its own tail isn't just myth, it's the Ouroboros. Infinity. Cycles. Empires rising and collapsing under their own weight. Norse myth says, when Jörmungandr releases its tail, Ragnarok begins. The sky splits, gods fall. When Thor finally faces the serpent, lightning meets venom. Thor kills Jörmungandr, then takes 9 steps before collapsing dead himself. No victor. No escape. Just balance restored through destruction. Some cycles only end by consuming themselves. Nian. Nian. The beast that turned fear into tradition. Each year it descended from the mountains, jaws wide, mane wild, eyes burning like coins in firelight. Villages vanished overnight. No one understood why, until an old man noticed what it feared. Loud noise, bright light, the color red. So humans did something brilliant. They didn't fight fear with weapons. They fought it with celebration. Drums replaced screams. Lanterns replaced darkness. Terror transformed into festival. To this day, Nian returns each year, greeted by fireworks and sound loud enough to keep monsters locked in memory instead of reality. Tradition, after all, is fear we survived and refused to forget. Barghest. Barghest doesn't chase. It arrives. In the fog-covered hills of England, people spoke of a massive black hound with burning eyes and a presence that froze breath mid-step. When Barghest appeared, someone nearby was living their final hours. It didn't attack. It didn't hunt. It waited. At crossroads, near churchyards. In silence thick enough to feel. Some said it guarded souls. Others said it came to collect them. Those who claimed to see it up close described no cruelty, only certainty. Barghest wasn't death. It was the announcement. Proof that endings don't always scream. Sometimes they stand beside you, quietly. Ammit. Ammit waited where lies went to die. In ancient Egypt's Hall of Truth, the dead faced judgment not from gods, but from scales. A heart weighed against a feather. If the heart was heavy with cruelty, Ammit consumed it. Half crocodile, half lion, half hippo. Because one predator wasn't enough. Ammit doesn't chase souls. Souls walk to her on their own. No escape, no excuses. No stories left to tell, just wait and silence. And teeth that close without anger. The Egyptians didn't fear Ammit. They respected her. She wasn't punishment, she was consequence. Justice without mercy. Conclusion. Mythical creatures were never just monsters. They were early warning systems. Stories humans told themselves when nature felt too large, too violent, too honest. Every culture created monsters not to scare children, but to teach adults where the edge of the world was. Where arrogance breaks, where curiosity drowns, where power demands balance. These creatures guarded borders between land and sea, life and death, order and chaos. And maybe that's why myths refuse to die. Because the moment humans believe they've conquered everything, the old stories wake up again. With teeth, with storms, with judgment,